everybody. Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman, and joining me now is Annie McLaughlin from the Humane Society of Missouri and Lindy Hop. And Lindy Hop is a dog from the Humane Society here in St. Louis, just up the road from STL TV Studios, who is eligible for adoption. Which brings us to a great point, because let's talk about some of the services that Humane Society offers in terms of adoption services.
We have 3 full-service adoption centers in the St. Louis area, one in, right, like you said, down the street here in St. Louis City, one in Maryland Heights, and one in Chesterfield Valley. You can adopt all sorts of animals, anything from a young puppy to an older dog, cats, there's critters, guinea pigs, rabbits, the whole 9 yards at a lot of these adoption centers.
Now, earlier in the previous segment, we were talking about barn buddies, because there's a whole another facet to you guys. There's an animal cruelty facet, but talk about who barn buddies are.
Barn buddies are some of our animal ambassadors from our Longmeadow Rescue Ranch, which is in Union, Missouri. And the Humane Society doesn't just serve dogs and cats. A lot of people have that conception, but we work, like you said, with the Animal Cruelty Task Force, the entire state of Missouri, and help out with rescues of everything from cats and dogs to horses and goats, pigs, chickens, ducks, you name it. We've rescued it just about.
That's neat. What other things do we need to know about the Humane Society that we may not be aware of?
Aside from adoptions, we have 3 full-service veterinary centers in the St. Louis area. Again, they're attached to our adoption centers, but they are open to the public, and anybody can come and bring their animal in for routine care, for surgeries. We do spay and neuter, dentistries, x-rays, everything, and it's actually the largest veterinary clinic in the state of Missouri besides University of Missouri. So it's a great way to kind of help out the animals while getting your pets looked at.
All right, well, tell us what you know about Lindy Hop.
Lindy Hop came to us as a stray, believe it or not. She is a very sweet girl. She knows sit. You can see she knows shake. I think she's kind of demanding to be petted right here. And she also knows lay down, and apparently she does a nice little dance. So, you know, people that may think that rescue dogs are not as desirable as a purebred dog, there's great dogs, great animals, all with personalities of their own that can be adopted out every day.
What's the process like for adoption?
First thing you want to do is kind of come in and see what you're looking for and talk with our adoption counselors. They're really helpful with matching animals up with you. You might come in wanting a puppy and you might go home with an older dog or even a cat. And if you rent where you live, we like to have landlord approval to make sure that everybody is on board with this. And really just making that connection, and then making sure you're thinking about all the things to provide for an animal. It's not just food and water and yay, I have a dog. Veterinary care is something that can be very expensive.
So more information for the Humane Society, you can find them online at hsmo.org, but you can also call them here locally as well. And that number is?
314-647-8800 is for our adoption centers. If you ever have an emergency with an animal abuse or neglect situation, you'll want to call our Animal Cruelty Task Force at 314-647-4400.
Okay.
And they can get you in touch with the proper authorities and help you out with the situation.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the Bark in the Park, which is coming up May 18th, has as its spokesperson Trooper, who we learned a lot about in the news recently, who was 4 months old and was drugged behind a truck. And that Bark in the Park, as he is the spokesperson for, is happening Saturday, May 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is all kinds of activities for four-legged friends. There'll be adoptable pets, kid-friendly, pet-friendly, great event. If you'd like to register for the 5K mile run walk or the 1 mile walk run, you can do that online at hsmo.org. We've covered a lot. Anything else you wanted to add about Trooper?
Well, Trooper is just representative of all the animals that maybe haven't had their story replayed on the news millions of times. The Animal Cruelty Fund, which Bark in the Park, which is sponsored by Purina, is raising money for the Animal Cruelty Fund, which makes us able to rescue animals like Trooper. And there's hundreds of thousands of animals out there that don't get their stories told, that still need funds from this particular fundraiser. So, and even a little dog like this, came in injured off the street, and she can benefit from the Humane Society's help too.
I know, I just
And
can't
she's so
imagine
cute.
anyone so sweet not having a great, loving home. Thank you, Annie, so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. Thank you,
Thanks for
Lindy.
having
That
us.
was
Say bye,
awesome.
Lindy.
Hey, stay with us for more STL TV Live. We'll be right back after this.